We back chat.
Yeah, we back. Low key forgot I was there. Might have put build the ass. Build the ass. Y'all can hear me? Y'all can hear me, man?
Yes sir, yes sir.
Today, from Nissan Stadium in Nashville, Tennessee, it's week 2 of the NFL on EA Sports.
Damn, this beat crazy.
Nah. So child. We just going live.
It's the Tennessee
Yeah, I be about to put build the ass.
taking on the LA Chargers.
Y'all definitely might see the Super Bowl tonight. I'm gonna count.
We welcome all of you to Nissan Stadium on the banks of the Cumberland River in downtown Nashville, Tennessee. Today, after a topsy-turvy opening weekend, it's on to week 2, and we've got a good one here, as it'll be the LA Chargers taking on the Tennessee Titans. So here's the Charger offense making their way out. And a look at a guy, definitely got a little razzle-dazzle to him. Can do it with his arm or his legs. Their mobile QB.
And he is, without any question at all, the focal point of this offense. Had an unbelievable game running the football last time out. And we're not just talking about little scampers here and there for 5 or 10 yards. We're talking about big, long, explosive field-flipping runs. And that's something this defense is well aware of.
They'll roll it. Oh, right away, he lost the football.
Right.
One of the linebackers has got it.
Oh, no.
Outstanding field position in the red zone at the 17-yard line.
On the first play is crazy. That's how you know my O-line ass. Hey, excuse me, Chad. Hey, I switched teams. Hey, I gotta hustle, bro. It's 1-12, bro. I ain't gonna lie to y'all. Next play, I got y'all. Hold up, I got y'all.
The Chargers get set to go here for their second drive. They find themselves in a good-sized hole here, and a good-sized hole early on in this game as they come up on first down. Off-play action. Darby being chased out left. Fights through, and now a crease. There he goes, left side. Touchdown, LA. A great effort there. His 11th touchdown of the year. And the Chargers are able to strike quickly here as they are in for 6. They scored the most points of anyone on opening weekend, and now first quarter touchdown here.
And while there's no guarantee that all the points they scored in opening weekend are going to hold up and be the average all year long, they're certainly starting to set that type of a pace. And what you do with that is you put in the heads of all of your opponents, we've got to really be ready on defense because these guys know how to put the ball in the end zone.
You think they can keep piling on the points like this? He had the touchdown run on the previous drive, his 5th on the year, and they start here with a 1st and 10. Now a play fake here on 1st down. And that's going to be incomplete. Quentin Johnston, the intended receiver on the play, and that'll bring up 2nd down. You talk about this Titan defense. Against the pass, they've had some issues, ranked number 23 in the NFL right now.
And the easy thought process is that stopping the run is the least of their problems because they're facing the #1 passing team in the NFL. But if they don't stop the run as well, then that just opens up the passing game even more. They've got to do both.
Now they face a 3rd and 10 after back-to-back incompletions. Off the play fake, Darby rolling to his left. And he's taken down but able to slip across the 35. A nifty bit of scrambling there. 12 yards, 1st down. Off play action, Darby. Finds the open man, it's Mike Williams. And he's going to be brought down on what will be the final play of this 1st quarter. The numbers for Williams a week ago, well up over 100 yards, and one of those catches found his way into the end zone.
I do think he'll be hard-pressed to duplicate those numbers this week, though, because he's gotten their attention, so they will double him on every snap at a minimum. In some cases, they'll triple him.
Now on the run, he'll throw it back deep over the middle.
I should have waited till he got way more over.
The Chargers at 1-0 on the year following
Let's
the
get
win in
dumbass
week 1.
passes,
And this would be quite a start for them if they could win 2 straight on the road.
Yeah, the schedule makers didn't do him any favors. They gave him 2 road games right out of the gate, but the thinking on the team has to be.
And the defense loses him. It's complete. He's going to go out of bounds, but he takes this one down just shy of the 20. It'll go as an impressive 31. Now Mike Vrabel unsure of that last call. He's going to throw out the red flag. So the challenge there does not go their way. This will indeed remain a completed pass. They go play action here on 1st down. Fighting through pressure. Oh, he was hit as he threw it there, and that one winds up incomplete. Now a 2nd and 10. Again, he'll drop to throw. Flush to his right. And he's in for a Charger touchdown. Their mobile, agile quarterback. His 2nd touchdown of the game, giving him 12 on the season. And the Chargers have got it back to within a score.
Hey, you're down on the scoreboard, but now your offense is in close, and this is where, as a quarterback, you say, I've got to make a play here. Doesn't matter whether it's a pinpoint throw or a scramble like this one. He takes matters into his own hands and delivers a touchdown run.
Wow.
He had the touchdown run on the last drive, his 2nd of this 1st half, as his guys start here with a 1st and 10. On 1st down, Darby eluding the pressure right. This is caught inside the 15. And all the way in for a Charger touchdown. Jalen Guyton, his 1st touchdown of the new season. And the Chargers are able to strike quickly here as they are in for 6. These two teams in this first half, it's been fun. Back and forth, back and forth. Well, it's not fun for the defensive coordinators, but offensive coordinators are enjoying it.
Yeah, they're having streaks here, aren't they? Being able to put scores together and really bunch them up, and we have a tight game here. You know, we often talk.
What happened to my the gas station shit? This nigga said I'm gonna be on in about 5 soon. That shit minimum. That shit, niggas say that shit like 30 minutes.
Stay home.
Today, from FedEx Field in Landover, Maryland, it's Week 8 of the NFL on EA Sports. Jacoby Brissett and the Washington Commanders taking on Jalen Hurts and the Philadelphia Eagles.
This building holds just north of 80,000, and they have come out in very good numbers today at FedEx Field in Landover, Maryland. Today we've got a Week 8 matchup on tap here, as it'll be the defending NFC champions, the Philadelphia Eagles, taking on the Washington Commanders. One of the home faithful, and the one we'll be watching is this man at running back. He had the game to end all games last week, did he not? I mean, every time we looked up, it seemed like he was in the end zone.
And let's face it, I didn't want to look up. I was enjoying what I was seeing on the field. Now, it's highly unlikely that he does it again, that type of a game, but maybe a couple of touchdowns? I think that's within reach.
They'll start on the ground here on first down. And he's able to get out to the 32, brought down there. The numbers for him from a week ago. Charles, how do you think he ran the football?
I thought he definitely had his moments. I did think that they could have utilized him a little bit better, and I'm definitely going to keep an eye on him to see how they're going to use him this week.
Good position to be in here, 2nd and inches. So a little tardy getting everyone set, and the clock hits 0 before they could snap it.
Yeah, you can take your time and use the clock and try and get set up, but once it gets near 5 seconds, that's when you often hear a quarterback yelling, hurry, hurry, to make sure everybody's ready to get the snap off.
And he'll get about 3 here as he's out to the 30. Just not a whole lot of room to operate there on that carry.
No, not at all. They did a really nice job staying in their proper places and not allowing any lanes to open up.
On 3rd down, Darby. And that one going nowhere from the start as he's met in the backfield and goes backwards. Tough sledding. They lose a yard there on 3rd. Now Washington going to retake the field for drive number 2. And on the first drive, 3 and out. And I know that these are professional athletes, but I would imagine sometimes you get the nerves at the beginning of a game still, don't you?
Those don't ever go away. And typically what I've heard from guys and what I remember from playing, if you don't have nerves at the start of a game, it's not going to be a great day for you. You're not really ready to play. So finding a way to harness those nerves and not let them affect you in a negative way, that's what all the guys are looking for.
These two teams met up earlier in the year, back in week 4, and it was the Commanders who picked up the road victory, so they'll be fighting for the season sweep in this one. It's a first down for Washington on a pickup of 11.
And that's how you pick up a first down. Those shoulders went from parallel to square, and then he brought force with him to finish that run. Oh, that's impressive.
And we saw a lot of that a week ago when he got the NFC Offensive Player of the Week award. They show run with 3 tight ends here on first down. They'll keep it on the ground. Darby. And space tough to come by there as he'll get maybe a yard to the 37. When we talk about defenders, specifically linebackers, keeping their eyes in the right spot, he had that eye down the entire time.
And you know that's not easily done because they throw a lot of misdirection at you. They try and fool you and get your eyes in the wrong place. But you're right about that one. He correctly figured that one out and made a really nice play.
It's a loss of a yard, so it's back to 3rd and 10. You look at this Eagle defense. And they're a unit that struggled some against the run, no doubt, coming in 25th out of 32 teams.
And when people talk about facing a challenge, they are certainly getting one in this ball game because they're facing the #1 rushing unit in the NFL, which means it's going to be a contest they've got to be prepared for from the first snap.
Losing 2 yards that time, and now it's 4th down. Back onto the field now, the Commanders' offense. Still in the first half, but this offense has struggled. Haven't really been able to get anything going, not only in the points category, but in the yards category. We'll see if they can do better here on this drive. And he'll get this up just shy of the 30.
I feel like I can see what he was thinking on that carry. He wanted to follow that big tackle through the hole. Ended up only getting 4 yards on the carry. I think he had designs on that one being bigger.
And he gets this to the 35. Good for a gain of 5. Here comes 3rd and the length of the football. Now they'll run it on the toss. And he will have a first down as they get him to the ground at the 37. 3 yards there, good enough to keep the drive moving. 3 tight ends in the ball game here on 1st and 10. Now they'll run it on the toss. And this winds up a pickup of 2, maybe 2.5 to about the 39. Here's a 2nd and 8. Now a give right side. Darby. 48 yards rushing for him now to this point.
I know the toss play begins with the guy taking the snap and turning around and tossing it to the runner. But where the real intrigue is, can they seal the edge, whether it's an offensive tackle or a tight end in the direction they want to run the football? If they do that, that's the result that you get, that type of a gain. If they don't, oftentimes it's not a very successful play.
This offense finding its legs now. Here's another 1st and 10. Now a give right side. Darby. Give the tackle to Hassan Reddick. Well done to sniff that out defensively. He had it diagnosed pretty quickly.
I love that description because diagnosed is perfect on that one. Read his keys, made the play, and he couldn't even get going moving the football.
On 2nd down, Darby. And he stopped immediately there. No gain on the play there, so that doesn't help. Now they're looking up at a 3rd and 9 situation. They'll keep it on the ground. Darby. 9 yards that time.
Yeah, once more, strong running, Excellent blocking at the point of attack. They've got a nice little drive brewing right here.
And he gets this down inside the 35 before going out of bounds. 2nd and 7, operating from the 34. Now they'll run it on the toss. And a short gain down to about the 33. Just a couple on the ground there. That's going to bring up 3rd and about 6. They are in need of 6 yards here if they hope to move the chains. On 3rd down, Darby. And he will be marked down short of the 1st as they get to him at the 29. Now a timeout called for by the defense as they get the stoppage with a little over 50 seconds to go in the 1st half. A look at the running back, the man out of the backfield as he gears up to go again. They'll start this drive out on the ground. And he'll be out of bounds up past the 10-yard line. It's a 7-yard carry to set them up with a 2nd and 3. They'll keep it on the ground again here. And not much happening there as he'll get it back to the line of scrimmage and no more. Call it no gain that time as it's going to leave them with a 3rd and about 3 to go. Once again, they'll keep it on the ground. And oh, he's just going to be short here, barely. Maybe by a half a foot. It'll be 4th and inches. Here come the Commanders for the first possession of the 3rd quarter. And they do trail, but they have a chance to possess the football first to try and do something about it.
And that certainly makes it something of an important drive for them because is it going to win the game? No.
Like,
but you
can
have
you let
to
us
do
block
something
for me?
to
The
bring some
fuck?
life to your sideline.
Hassan Reddick coming through with a stop there and a tackle for loss to boot. On 2nd down now. Darby, and he'll be upended here after a pickup of 3, getting it out to the 25. Not the start to the drive they were looking for. That run doesn't do much at all.
No, not at all. And it leaves them with 3rd and long. And you know, this is the time of game where these drives really, really start to matter. They've got to make some moves.
Oh my God.
And he'll be stopped at the 27-yard line, well short of the 1st down marker. It'll be a pickup of just 2, and it'll be 4th down.
Literally don't block for nothing, bro.
Washington ready to try again on offense. They'll start on the ground here on 1st down. He'll lose a yard there, and it's 2nd and 11.
But these guys are going to chop into that deficit. They got to do a much better job in the run game. Caught behind the line of scrimmage, no yardage to be found.
After the loss to start out, here's 2nd and 11.
Push him back. Push him back.
They'll keep it on the ground. Darby, and a lot of talent on this Eagle defense, and you've seen it on these last 2 plays, both losses. So time to start going in the other direction as they come up now 3rd and long. Now they'll run it on the toss. And he gets this up just shy of 30 to the 29 before he's out of bounds. Run, but it brings up 4th down. Here we go on the next drive for Washington.
So fucking ass, bro. I can't believe this shit, bro.
They'll start this drive out on the ground. And this will be a gain of 5 as he gets it to the 30.
Well, it's time for them to be good teammates right here. What I mean by that is possess the ball for a little while. Get at least 2 first downs. Give their defense a chance to settle down a little bit after they give up a touchdown.
And now nothing but green ahead of him. He may go. Touchdown, Washington. A big play there. 70 yards. And the Commanders are able to cut into this deficit here in the final minute of the third. The Washington offense set to take over. Well, still a long way to go, but trending upward. They scored the last time out, you remember. Then their defense forced the punt. Now they try to inch closer, but still ultimately down 2 scores in the final quarter. And he'll manage to pick up about 4 at second down. They'll come up 2nd and 6 now from the 24. Now a give right side. Darby. And he'll be brought down here at the 28. Give him 4 on the carry, and it'll make this a 3rd and about 2. They'll come to the line, needing only 2 yards to gain the first here. On 3rd down, Darby. And he's able to get it to the 31, and that's enough for the first. Give him 3 yards and a fresh set of downs. Now, yes, a 2-possession game, but a good chunk of time on the clock, so they have the ability still there to run it on 2nd and short, but maybe they need to pick it up a bit.
You're right. They did pick up the first down there, but they, as you mentioned, they have to pick up the pace now because it's a 2-possession game. They've got to get there twice to make sure they have a chance to win.
181 yards rushing now for the NFL leader coming into this ball game. On 2nd down, Darby, and they will only muster a yard here to the 38. And this offense on 3rd down today, they're right at about the league average, 40%, 4 for 10. This is 3rd and 4. And he's got the first down yardage before he's brought down at the 42. Just 4 yards on the pickup, but that's good enough to extend the drive. So 2 first downs, and that moves the ball to the 42 now, 1st and 10. And maybe a measure of revenge there. He's had his way in this one, but this time they get him behind the line. So after the loss of a yard, they'll look to push forward here on 2nd down and 11. They'll keep it on the ground. Darby. And he is finally taken down, but not before he gets it to the Eagles' 27-yard line. The previous play, they barely got back to the line of scrimmage. Now they pick up over 30 yards. On 1st down, Darby. Ooh, with a juke. And taking it to the 15-yard line before he's brought down. All 3 timeouts plus the 2-minute warning. Here's 1st and 10. Now a handoff up the middle. Darby, and stopped a few yards shy of the goal line at the 3. Here's 1st and goal. They'll try to run this one in, and he will take it in. Touchdown, Commanders. A great play there with his 2nd touchdown of the afternoon. And the Commanders have made it a 1-score game again here in the 4th. Some good running there at the end of the drive, Ian. Now Washington down 21-14. Now Brissett. He'll get this one into the hands of Lewis.
It didn't check off every box, but the most important one. Got the clock stopped, getting out of bounds. They may be a little short of the first down, but I thought that was the key.
And he hits his target, the tight end Lewis. And he gets this up across the 35 before he's out of bounds. An important one here, no doubt. 3rd and 4. Here's Brissett. And this nearly intercepted. Probably should have been. Had he caught it, it would have sealed it. Instead, one more chance coming up on 4th down.
With that incompletion, reality is staring them right in the face. This entire game is down to the next snap.
Here we go. This is 4th down. They'll try and run for it. So he fought off the tackle, and that effort gives him the first before he's brought down. Well, they did the part they had to do. Quick throw got the first down.
But that doesn't allow them to relax. They still have plenty of work to do.
Shows his strength at the 50. Now 2nd down and a few inches. Brissett. And he's going to drop this off to his fullback. Final minute, 1 timeout remaining. 1st and 10. Open man is the tight end, John Bates. And he's taken down inside the 30. Here's 1st and 10. Now a give right side. Darby might have gotten this one down to the 28, and that's all. One final shot. They'll look to throw. And Lewis has it, the tight end. And inside the 20 before he's brought down. This one came right down to the wire, and CD, they had that one final chance to try to navigate their way into the end zone, but couldn't get it done to avoid the loss.
Yeah, and how about the defense there? Because while they had one final look at the end zone, the defense made sure they knew what they were doing on the last play, executed it flawlessly, and no flags. Because remember, if there's a defensive penalty, there's one play left in the game that the offense gets. They didn't allow that to happen.
So for the Eagles, they level their mark at 4-4 on the year, and they will head back home next week. Meanwhile, for Washington, the loss will drop them to 6-2 now on the year. And they'll look to get back in the winning column next week as they head to Foxborough to face off against the New England Patriots. So that'll do it for us. For Charles Davis and all our crew, I'm Brandon Gaudin. You've been watching the NFL on EA Sports. With that, we sign off from Landover.
Today, from Gillette Stadium in Foxborough, it's Week 9 of the NFL.
The Commanders' offense about set to go to work. And the one we'll be watching is this man. they'll start on the ground here on first down. Able to slither by. And they work this well upfield across the 45. That's good for 21 yards and a first down.
You can script the diagram plays all you want, but no one really envisions something like that happening this early in the game. How about that run to get things started? Didn't he win NFC Player of the Week last week?
Yeah, he was on fire a week ago, and what a start to this one.
Yeah, no sign of him cooling down at all.
A big hitter to start the drive has him up near midfield here for 1st and 10. They'll keep it on the ground. Darby. And he'll lose yardage on the play back at the 45-yard line. Officially, it's a 1-yard loss. That's going to bring up 2nd and 11. Now a give right side. Darby. Powerful running. And this is going to be a Commander's first down as the tackle made it about the 43-yard line.
They did tell us they wanted to establish the ground game early, didn't they? They
did, and a small sample size that we've seen so far, but pretty good return.
Yeah, you got to like that. They've strung together a couple of first downs, established what they wanted, the running game. And guess what? They also got their lead guy running it pretty well, too.
So into Pat's territory now. Here's 1st and 10 at the 43. Now a give right side. Darby down to the 41. Well, look there at his numbers on the ground a week ago. Pretty good as he found himself in the end zone on 2 separate occasions.
And those are the most important numbers because no matter what you pile up prior to the goal line, getting in is all that matters. Putting those numbers up on the board, and they love them when they're 6s.
And he's going to be met at the line of scrimmage and taken down. Officially no gain on the play, and they're left with a 3rd and 8. Well, you look at this Patriots defense, and they're squarely in the middle of the pack against the run this year, number 16 in the NFL.
I still crack up a little bit after we left our meeting with the defensive coordinator because I said to you, stop me if you've heard this before. How about him saying, well, first order of business, we got to stop the run. Of course you do. He's got a good unit, but facing the #1 rushing team, they have to stop that in order to have a good performance.
And after his performance last week, everybody saw it. Unbelievable. You can expect a heavy dose of him again, I think.
Without a doubt. I mean, why wouldn't you? Because once you establish yourself that way, it's not just him, okay? It's his offensive line, it's the tight end, it's your wide receivers, everyone now sharing in the load and sharing in the belief that they do their job, they'll see another performance just like they saw the week before.
He can't get him down. And he gets it inside the 10 to the 9. 66 yards rushing for him as he's got the afternoon off to a great start. Quite the opening drive march they're on right now.
It looks a lot like what we saw in practice prior to the game, doesn't it? You know, because on that last big practice beforehand, you go through your offensive script, you go through your play calling, you go through all the stuff and establish things, and it looks like it's going like clockwork right now for them.
The line of scrimmage, the 7 now on 2nd and goal. Now they'll run it on the toss. And he's in. Touchdown, Commanders. Taking it in from 7 yards away. And the Commanders are on the board first here this afternoon. Well, Charles, clearly they wanted to send a message there and impose their will. They score on their opening possession on a drive comprised entirely of rushing the football.
Message sent. I don't know that the team on the other side of the field wanted to receive it, but what a statement on their opening drive. Just run it all the way downfield, no passes. That absolutely sets the tone.
The Commanders going to retake the field for drive number 2. Following the interception, they're set up nicely here, already inside the red zone, knocking on the door, if you will. 1st and 10. They'll run on 1st down. Darby. And he gets it inside the 10 to the 9. It's a good gain of 11, sets him up first and goal. And they'll keep leaning on the running game, back to the ground. And he takes it in. Touchdown, Commanders. A great effort there with his second touchdown in this opening quarter. And the Commanders are able to strike quickly to add on to their lead. So 2 drives, 2 touchdowns here in this first quarter, and he's got both of them.
Well, he's certainly setting himself up for a big game here, and I think if the play caller doesn't get in his own way, they should keep riding him the entire way of this game. Until the defense proves they can stop him, that's what I would call.
Getting set to go again as we look at the back, heading onto the field again. He's been good. His guys are winning. So far, the recipe working here in the second quarter.
And he doesn't like to just tote the rock. He wants to carry his team on his back, and that's what he's done throughout this game.
Yeah, he's done that. He'll be hoping to continue that trend. They'll start this drive out on the ground. He'll be dropped after a gain of about 6 across the 30 to the 31.
They'd love to just strike back with a touchdown right here, and if it's a long play, so be it. But the main goal, get a couple of first downs, run some plays, run some clock, allow their defense to get a chance to catch their breath, settle down, and relax a little bit after they just gave up the score.
And they'll get it up just short of the 45 at the 44. 13 yards there at a Washington first.
What's the old adage, partner? Don't judge the book by its cover, because this guy, he takes the mantra that he'll go down with a brisk gust of wind and sets it on its head. Great effort there to break a tackle and come up with a nice gain.
And he'll work it across midfield inside the 45. 13-yard gain yet again, just like last play.
For a lot of guys playing this game, there's no better feeling than running right through a tackle. He's able to lower his center of gravity and churn his legs for a really nice pickup.
On first down, Darby. Fighting through, and he's got space. And he works it past the 30, almost to the 25. A good gain again. That's now 31 yards combined on those last 2 plays.
Now, this is an example of breaking down a defense, because on a lot of these runs, he's getting past the point of attack, and guess what he's doing? Forcing the secondary guys to have to make a lot of tackles.
They'll run on first down. Darby. And they'll get him down after a pickup of 8. 2nd and 2.
This drive is pretty clear. Almost feels like old school fundamentals, doesn't it? Want to impose their will on the defense. Was that 5 straight runs?
Yeah, 5 straight carries to start this drive. And like you said, the way it's working, they made it. And he is into the end zone for a Washington touchdown. A great play there. On his way to a monster game. 3 first-half touchdowns. And the Commanders have taken a 2-touchdown lead now. So what a first half that he has had running the football. That now 3 touchdown runs.
And I would anticipate that when they get down in the red zone, he's going to get more chances as this game goes on. And I think that the guys blocking for him are going to ask.
There again is the running back as he trots onto the field. Might he be on his way to it? They'll start on the ground here on first down. 2 yards on the pickup there. It'll be 2nd and 8.
He was hoping to get to the edge, but they did a really nice job of forcing him back inside. That's excellent fundamental defensive football. Don't let them outside where they can really shred your defense.
And they're able to get this one across the 35. They're going to hurry back to the line now. On first down, Darby. And this will be good for a pickup of 9 to the 46.
You know what really fires up offensive linemen? When the guy that is carrying the ball behind them can create his own space and break a tackle along the way.
On second down now, Darby runs through the contact. And he'll take it down shy of the 45 at the 46. 201 yards rushing for him as he has been tough to stop here this first half. They'll run on first down. Darby, as he's got this down inside the 40 to the 39. Now 2nd and 3. They'll keep it on the ground. Darby. And he's going to get this down near the 20-yard line. On first down, Darby. And able to break one tackle, but then quickly brought down. But a nice little gain. So we have reached halftime with a touchdown. That's the difference on the scoreboard. As we'll get halftime over, no problem with us. We skip right to the third quarter and continue this midseason contest. First possession of the second half now for Washington. Yeah, both of these defenses have been stifling these last few drives offensively. Just not able to get anything going, so what needs to change?
I think a lot of the guys will go back and review, so to speak, because everyone has someone assigned to how did each play work. Okay, what did we use that kind of worked for us during this game? Try and get back to some of those plays, as well as the possibility of showing something you haven't shown already in this game and trying to change things up.
We'll see if they take the advice of Mr. Davis. On second down, Darby. And a nice job to break free of one tackle, but it slowed his momentum somewhat, and he's taken down right after. Here comes third and about a foot. Now they'll run it on the toss. Breaks the tackle, now an alley. Oh, nice. And he's free going down the left side. It's a foot race. Racing to the end zone. Touchdown, Washington. A big play there. 84 yards. And the Commanders are able to stretch out their lead.
We see this a lot on third and short yardage, especially down here in the red zone. They're going to sell out to stop the run, try and hold them to a field goal. But once the running back gets past the first wave, the resistance can evaporate after that. And he not only picks up the first, but he takes it all the way into the end zone.
A look at the running back, the man out of the backfield as he gears up to go again. I guess it kind of...
This was speed.
They'll start this drive out on the ground. Able to fight through one tackle. And he's tackled a yard short of the marker. Good gain of 9 on first down.
That was a good forceful run, and it demonstrates why you've got to put your body on a runner when you're trying to tackle him. If you just go in there and just try and get him down with arm tackles, usually doesn't work very well, and we saw in that play, he'll run right through those attempted plays.
And he'll be stopped right at midfield. They give him 16 yards there, and it's a Washington first down. They'll keep it on the ground. Darby. And this time they were ready for him as he's taken down at the line of scrimmage. No gain on the play. It'll be second down. Now a give right side. Darby. 5 yards. Now it's 3rd and 5.
I think we all suspected that they were going back to him after he found the end zone on his last carry. And they kept the positive momentum going there. Another nice run by him.
Oh, that's just not fair. And now room to run. And he takes it in. Touchdown, Washington. A great effort there. 45 yards. And the Commanders are able to extend their lead in the final seconds of this third quarter. Well, big plays have been the story so far into this third quarter, and they have really been running wild this whole ball game, and there's another example right there on the touchdown run.
And their execution has been exceptional, especially for a team that's played with great pace. They've controlled the tempo, played how they've wanted to.
And the Washington offense heading out. They'll run on first down. Darby muscles by at the 25 and brought down, but not before they're inside the 25. It's a first down for Washington on a pickup of 11. And they'll give him another shot here on the ground. And the result here, a pickup of 8. Leaves them with 2 to go on second down. Two yards to go, second down. Now they'll run it on the toss. Fighting him off. And he's able to work it here to the 8-yard line. That leads us to a first and goal. It's a pickup of 8. Now they'll run it on the toss. And he's in. Touchdown, Commanders. An 8-yard touchdown run.
In front of like 2 niggas.
Commanders look like they're going to get back in the win column as they extend their lead here in this fourth quarter. So a toss play there does the trick as he's into the end zone.
And you don't run this unless you're sure you've got a guy who has the speed who can get to the edge, because what you're hoping for him to win the race to the corner and turn it upfield to the end zone.
3 niggas, 4.
The Washington offense set to take over again. Well, they don't really need the points here, Charles, given what we're looking at on the scoreboard, but they've scored on 3 consecutive possessions, 3 consecutive drives, and I'm sure that they would like to keep that streak going here and continuing to pour it on.
And things have gotten that way in the NFL, haven't they, partner? Because in the old days, people would, they'd get off the gas a little bit, right? But now, people continue to accelerate. But we'll see what they decide to do as they come out with this one. But the way this game has gone, they've got to be awfully happy with their execution overall.
That one, 28 yards on the ground. No doubt those are the types of carries they're looking for here, Charles. The lead in the fourth quarter. This is when coaches that have a reliable running game, they breathe a little easier on the sideline. Yeah, they love the idea that they can take the air out of the football at this point of the game. That means they're really counting on that offensive line, counting on the runners, taking care of the football. Because you're going to tell your quarterback, hey, no time to be a hero. We're not going to throw it here. Just eat up that clock. And if you have the ball, they can't score. On second down now, Darby. And he takes it in. Touchdown, Commanders. A 12-yard touchdown run as his guys have opened up a very comfortable lead. And partner, are you kidding me? With this game that he's having, we are in uncharted waters like we've never seen before.
Just think, if he keeps every football from all the touchdowns scored today, does he need to build a new trophy room at home?
Yeah. A couple trophy rooms. Maybe a whole home for trophy room.
What a phenomenal performance, and I'll guarantee you, he's going to reward the rest of the offensive unit after this as well for helping him get to this number.
He better. This is... So out comes Washington's offense to take over. And a few kneel downs should just about do it. Now, defense. They'll start on the ground here on first down. There to stop him, Jawan Bentley.
End result of that one, a nice 4-yard gain. So you can use that to set up your play-action game. Or you can come right back and continue to run the football, because as an offensive play caller, you're on schedule and feeling pretty good about your next couple of calls.
On second down, Darby. And they'll get him down as he's inside the 40. 15 yards the pickup. First down, Washington. Historically, this is such a tough, loud venue, but you can hear a pin drop right now. A lot of fans long gone, not used to seeing a lopsided score like this. And he's going to get this inside the 30. On first down, Darby. And they'll work it inside the 15-yard line before it's all said and done. And quickly, they get to the line. They'll run on first down. Darby. And they are going to score again. Yet another touchdown as they just add to their totals. So it goes from a 3-score to a 4-score lead here in the closing moments of the fourth quarter. And whether they got that bonus touchdown or not, it's been a pretty impressive performance.
And they did it with not much time left. But they took what little time was on the clock and used it well, didn't they? Put a real exclamation point on their win with that score.
Charles, a lot of happy faces heading into the tunnel as this one ends, and understandably so. Not only did they get the win, but boy, their offense was on fire in this ball game.
And partner, I have no idea what the top speed is on one of those high-end sports cars. What's the top gear you can get into? This offense, they certainly were there in this one, huh? Everything clicking for them in this contest, the kind of performance that they're going to cherish.
So for the Commanders, the win will move them to 7-2 now on the year. And they'll get another road date next week as their opponents will be the Seattle Seahawks. Meanwhile, for the Patriots, the loss will drop them to 6-3 now on the year. And they'll get a chance to redeem themselves at home next week. So that'll do it for us. For my partner, Charles Davis, and all the hard-working men and women on our crew, I'm Brandon Gaudin. You've been watching the NFL right here on EA Sports. And with that, we say so long from Foxborough.